Tampa, Florida, JC.
Hugh, welcome, welcome, my friend, welcome. All right, looks like we've got everybody.
Thank you, thank you. Next time you're in Florida, we gotta link up, JC.
Absolutely, my friend. I was there for almost a week. Yeah, next time. I do plan on going again, though. Looks like the UFC is going to be hosting events in Florida because that's one of the only places they can host live events. So you better believe I'm going to.
Yeah.
I was going to stay this weekend longer. I was going to extend my trip another 2 days, but my family and I were retired and whatnot. So I'll definitely be going back to Florida.
All right, no problem, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, we are going to get started. It is Monday. What is the date today? Monday, April 26th. Listen, guys, we are about 4 days away. How many days are there in April? 30 or 31? I don't even know. Whatever it is.
30 days.
30 days, great. So 30 days in April, and guess what? We're 4 days away for the promotion. The promotion of 12 months free is going to be over in 4 days. 4 días se acaba la promoción y ya valieron chetos los que no la agarraron. For those of you that don't understand Spanish, you know what I just said. So the point is, here's the deal. Sense of urgency time. We've got to have a sense of urgency. One of the skills of a good salesperson is that they know how to sell, especially with sense of urgency. So right now, more than ever before, you want to go on an all-out massive blitz for the next 4 days. Get people to sign the contract, get the appointments for people to sit down with us again so we could go ahead and present to them, right? Get them to take a second opinion, right? And so one of the drastically underused skills of sales professionals is their lack of follow-up. Very few people have strong follow-up, and that's so many deals fall through the crack because of that. So the promotion is going to be over. That's number one. Number two, here's the situation, guys. In addition to that, today's a special day. Why? We have a special day today because at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the company is having their Power Hour. Okay, so my training is called the Power Hour, right? The company recently created their own Power Hour, right? When it comes to this company, so it's an opportunity showcase. It's a power business showcase. You want to make sure that you get on it, okay? And today's training is going to be very important. So today, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? And guess what? I want you guys to write this down. This is so incredibly important. How many people here, by a show of hands, want to build a passive residual override income? Show your hands if you want to build that. Okay, great. Here's one of the fundamentals. My background is in network marketing. The biggest sales organization I've ever built in network marketing is 120,000 people. That I built that in about 4 years. I know a little bit about team building. So one of the keys is the events. The events are so incredibly key. If you have a guest, okay, your guest and you need the event, okay? If you don't have a guest, the event needs you. No matter what, the event you should be on, no matter what. You want to learn the business. You want to see the presentation as many times as possible. And guess what? Get on these events, learn them, right? Understand the presentation, be interacting. It should be something that's on your calendar. Mondays, 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to be on the Power Hour. That's got to be the mindset to building a team, right? And guess what? Build towards it. Who do you know? Who does your team know? Who do you know that's looking for an opportunity, right? Facebook groups, right? The marketplace on Facebook. These are all different places that you could promote your solar business, you know, to customers. But also, who do you know for people that are looking for a way to make some extra income or a career change, right? You should always have your prospecting mindset on. So anyways, every single Monday at 5 o'clock, and they do it at the new corporate office. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody is doing webinars and opportunity showcases the way that Powur does it, right? So definitely take advantage of that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So today I want to talk about how to build wealth. I have not done this training with this group yet. This first slide, some of you guys may have seen this first slide, okay? But what comes after this slide, I've never done that training for Powur. So today is a special training, right? By the way, check out my new shirt. See that? Entrepreneur. That's what we all are here, right? We're entrepreneurs, right? And then on the back, this is my shameless advertising, but it's got Elon Musk quote. Elon Musk was on a what's it called, on a Clubhouse, and they asked him any words of encouragement for an entrepreneur, and Elon Musk responded. He said, "If you need words of encouragement, don't become an entrepreneur." That's one of the most gangster lines I've ever heard in me life, right? That's one of the most gangster lines I've ever heard. If you need words of encouragement, don't become an entrepreneur. Guess what? You and me, we are all entrepreneurs. If you're a part of Powur, you are an entrepreneur. You should be proud of that, because this country was built on entrepreneurship, right? So with that being said, let's get into the training. If you guys are ready, say I'm ready, type in the chat that you're ready, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So here's the deal. We're going to recap through this thing quickly. Okay, first and foremost, where do most people end up at age 65? They did a study of 100 college graduates, okay? People that graduated from college, and they followed them through about 40 years, right? To the age of 65 to find out where they would be. Okay. Normally I don't show the whole, screen this way. I normally ask you guys, but I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. But here's the deal. You would think, by the way, mute yourself, guys, please. Let me see. Let me mute all. Okay. Great. So here's the thing. You would think that out of 100 college graduates, more than 1% would end up wealthy. But the reality is that 1 out of 100 ended up wealthy. These are people that graduated from a university. Okay. Now, here's the interesting thing, though. This is what we're told all our lives, right? Go to school, get good grades, study hard so you could eventually get a good high-paying job, right? Well, 1% ended up wealthy. Now, I'm not knocking school. I'm simply telling you what the study did. 4% ended up financially stable. That means that they did not depend on somebody else. And when they did this study, financially stable was people earning over 100 grand a year, okay? 4%. 5% of those people were still working. Here's a question for you. Have you ever seen people maybe elderly people at Walmart working as a greeters? I have, right? And here's a question that I would ask you. Do you think that they're working there as a greeter, or at that age, whether it's at Walmart or somewhere else, are they working there by choice or because they don't have another choice, right? They're working because they don't have another choice, right? And so that is something that's very real. So 5% were still working, 20% were dead, can't do anything about that. But 62%, this is the strong number. 62% were dead broke. Now, there's a saying, if you were born poor, that is not your fault. But if you die poor, that is your fault, right? I think that that's true, right? Now, let me make a disclaimer, very important. Number one for me in my life, whatever your beliefs are your beliefs. But because a lot of people get on my trainings every single week, right? I've got a big team. I want to make one thing very clear. To me, money is not the number one thing. My relationship with my creator, with God, is the number one thing. Money is just a vehicle, right? To give my family stability and a good life, and to tithe to my ministry. That is my number one motivation, okay? Acquiring money, to me, it's fun. I could donate more and I could help more. Whatever your beliefs are, I respect your beliefs. Okay, guys? But I just want to make that disclaimer, because in this business, we do talk a lot about money and all that stuff. And to me, money isn't the most important thing, right? It is important, but it's not the most important thing. God, family, and then my businesses come in place. So that's just a little disclaimer on me. So with that being said, let's go ahead and keep it moving, okay? All right, so here's the thing. Why is now the time to build wealth? Okay, here's why. Okay, when we look at this, in 1990, a 4-year college tuition was about $30,000 bucks. Okay, 2015, it's about 94,000. It's a significant difference in 15 years, right? Oh, excuse me, 25 years. Significant difference. Average home price in America was 101,000 versus 2015. That's 6 years ago. Was 220,000. Okay, more than doubled. A price of a gas a gallon on average was about $1.12 versus $2.33 in 2015. Cost of raising the child was about 120,000 from to the age of 18 to 245,000. But here's the thing: average new car 9,000, average new car 2015, 25 years later 33,000. So when you look at this, this is called inflation, right? Things keep going up in price drastically. But here's the interesting thing: the median income, right, during that time was 52,000, right? Versus, hold on, let me move this thing out the way. Versus 55,000 25 years later, meaning this is nationwide averages, right? Every state is going to vary, but this is nationwide averages. This here should light a fire under people's butt when they see this, because inflation is a very real thing. The government tells us that inflation is, for example, 2%, 3% a year. That's a bold-faced lie. That is not true. It's closer to 8 to 10% per year. That is the reality, okay? And right now, with all of this money printing, guess what? The inflation is going to get even worse. So now's the time to really put your head down, get tunnel vision, pick the right business, pick the right industry, and go to town. Guess what? We've got that. And I'm going to show you something that I learned from somebody who's worth over $500 million on how to build wealth. Now, I've been a millionaire 2 times over in my life, okay? I've never been a billionaire, right? So a millionaire is not considered wealthy, but I did learn from wealthy people, and I've got wealthy mentors. So I've got that good fortune. So with that being said, I wanted to show these 2 first things first. And by the way, show me on the chat if you guys like this information so far, right? As we're going, I want you to show me on the chat, because I'm going to be interacting with you guys, because I want this to be interactive, okay, guys? So see here, this here lights a fire under my butt, man. It lets me know, hey, man, I got to make things happen. My goal one day, if I'm still here, right, if my creator's not back yet, right, my goal is to one day tithe $100,000 per month. That's my goal, and beyond, right? So to me, building wealth, the more wealth, imagine Mother Teresa with Bill Gates' bank accounts. Would she help more people? Yes. Imagine some of the great people in the world, right? With all, and by the way, Bill Gates, I'm not a fan of Bill Gates by any chance. But anyways, you know, it's just, I'm just mentioning him because he's got a better set, probably, you know, Mother Teresa with Elon Musk's bank account, right? So with that being said, let's keep it moving, okay? Okay. We talked about this motivation pyramid, and right after this, we get into how to build wealth, the 7 steps, okay? 27% are not motivated people. 27% of the population are not motivated. Zero motivation. They don't strive for more. They're stuck where they're at. Very negative people. You guys hear me say all the time, some people are so negative, they could walk into a dark room and develop. Some of you guys won't get that now. Some of you guys will get that in the future. That's how I used to develop pictures back in the days. Remember that? So some people are that negative. And guess what? Write this down. When it comes to team building and sales, especially team building, amateurs convince, professionals sort. My wife, 6-month pregnant wife, is on her way to Zumba right now. I love it. Amateurs convince, professionals sort. Amateurs try to convince somebody, and in the book, which is, I highly recommend this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. That is the first book I read at the age, check this out. This is the first book I read at the age of 18. I'm 28 years old right now. 20 years ago, I bought this very book. Look at this. This is a 20-year-old book. But look at this thing. The you can't even see the highlighted, but it is highlighted. I'm going to see, look at this. Okay. I did these highlights 20 years ago. If you want to be a better salesperson, master this book. There is no excuse. You can get it on Audible. Download the Audible app and you could buy audio books. I have that book on Audible, but this is one of my prized possessions, my very first personal development book. In this book, Dale Carnegie says, Dale Carnegie, by the way, 100 years ago was the richest man in the world, steel industry, okay? One of the men who built America. The point is, he said, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. It goes back to what I mentioned. Amateurs convince and professionals sort. Amateurs convince, professionals sort. As a professional, if I find you and I start talking to you about power, about selling solar, about making more money, and you are a 27%er, I sort you out of my list, right? Meaning I say, hey, you know what? Thank you for your opinion. I wish you all the best. And I'm gone. I'm not in the convincing business. You know what business I'm in? I'm in the sorting business. My job is to sort. Not interested, not interested, not interested, not interested, not interested, no. You are interested. Great. Let me answer your questions. Let me take you to the next step, till the sale is done, whether that's customers or recruits. Amateurs convince and professionals sort. Yes, tell me fast. Tell me yes or tell me no, but tell me fast because I've got to go. Same thing with door knocking. When I go door knocking, I don't think about that one no. If I have a go as a champion, I'm going to knock on 100 doors. I'm going to interact with 100 human beings. Write this down. This is this is one of the biggest golden nuggets, and I just learned this from a podcast I did with my buddy Julian Doan last week, 2 weeks ago. It's a book that he recommended that I have not read, but I will. I think the book is called It Takes What It Takes. Okay. Here's what he means. He says, when you have a goal that you've got in mind, you have to figure out what does it take to accomplish that goal. And whatever it takes, you take the emotion out of it and you just go do the action. Because if you add emotion to it, you're not going to speed it up. As a matter of fact, if you add emotion to it, you're only going to slow yourself down. I'm not worried about the emotion. I know it takes what it takes. So it takes this much effort, this many days, this much rejection, this much personal growth, this many trainings, etc. Fill in the blank. It takes this much. It takes what it takes. So guess what? What if it takes 1,000 people, customers and recruits, to tell you no before you achieve the levels of success that you want to achieve? Okay? What if it takes 1,000 rejections in order for you to achieve the success? You know what you should do? You should just take away the emotion. Hey, man, I'm going to not put emotion into this because if I put emotion to it, it's still going to take 1,000 rejections. But really, if you put emotion to it, it'll probably take more than 1,000. Because if you have emotion attached to this thing, you're not going to perform the same. If I knock on a door and you say, hey, man, don't you see my sign, no soliciting there? Bam, you slam the door in my face. I'm not going to go to the next house like Eeyore. You guys remember Winnie the Pooh? You guys remember Winnie the Pooh? I'm looking at you through the camera. So nod yes. Okay, great. You want to be like Tigger. You don't want to be like Eeyore. You want to be like Tigger, bouncing up and down, excited, like everybody's being super nice to you, even if they're not. You don't want to be like Eeyore, like, oh, where's my tail? What happened to my tail? People are slamming the doors on me. And you know what? I feel sorry for myself. No, forget that. You want to be like Tigger. Somebody slams a door on you. You know what you should do? You should be grateful that they didn't waste your time. Do you realize that if somebody slams a door on you, that's better than somebody that's nice to you for 10 minutes? Oh my God, sweetie, what a nice shirt you got there. You're selling solar. How does that work? And then 10 minutes they tell you, great, that's awesome. Well, best of luck to you, okay? That would suck way more than somebody says, get out of my face. Because they wasted 10 minutes of the nice person wasted 10 minutes of your life. The mean person wasted a couple seconds of your life. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? It takes what it takes. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So it takes what it takes. 27% of people are not motivatable. 60% are motivatable. This is the next category. 60% are motivatable. That's the majority of the people on here. And I'll tell you why I say that. Because the majority of the people on here, some of you guys that you join us 1 week and you don't join us the next week. Then you join us 1 week, then you miss 2 weeks. Then you join us a week, then you miss another 1 or 2 weeks. You're a 60%er. because you can be motivated, but you're on this big roller coaster ride. You listen to this, you're like, it takes what it takes. I'm gonna take the emotion out of it. Then that shit lasts you 24 hours. Does that make sense? Then you don't show up for a couple of weeks. Then sometimes you show up. That's the 60%ers. They're motivatable. You want to graduate from the 60% bracket to the 10% bracket, which is what? The 10% bracket is the motivated people. These are the self-motivated people. These people show up every week. Write this down, because you guys know that I'm raw like sushi. Okay? You are either a go-hitter or a bullshitter. We're all adults here, right? I don't consider shit a bad word, okay? FYI. So you're either a go-hitter or a bullshitter. Did you say you're going to go prospect 2, 3, 4, 5 days this last week? Okay, let's say you did. Did you do it? No, I didn't. Then you're a bullshitter. You either did or you didn't. See, I'm looking to I'm sorting, not serious. Tells me they're serious, but they're not serious. This guy or girl is serious. Let me develop these gems. That's my job. I don't know. Just like when you knock on doors, you don't know who's going to be interested. I don't know which one of you guys really want to go to the next level. I don't know that. You know that. The creator knows that. I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I'm not going to tickle your ear. Just like I'm not a fan, of pastors that tickle the ear. They only talk about the nice stuff. Me personally, I'm not a fan of that stuff. Don't tell me how God is giving me a blessing. That's not true. God is not going to give you a blessing if you don't deserve it, right? Same thing with this business. You're not going to get just magically blessed with a bunch of customers because you didn't put in the work. No. That's not how it works. We have what we have because of the actions that we've taken and the disciplines that we've developed over the past, right? So if you said that you're going to go out there and prospect and you don't keep doing it, that is the identity that you're creating for yourself. So you want to be a self-motivated champion that you say, hey, you know what? This is what I'm going to do, and it's done. Let's go. Okay. But then you got the next bracket. The 3%ers are the motivators. The motivators. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Motivators, you don't got to tell them to wake up early. You don't have to tell them to give it 100% every day. You don't have to tell them to make 40 calls in a day. You don't have to tell them to prospect every day. You don't have to remind them to get on a training every day. You know what motivators do? The self-motivated people, the 10%ers, they have these on their calendar. If they don't get a text or a reminder on one of the groups, doesn't matter. They're going to be on. Some of you guys, and this is okay because I was there. Some of you guys are on here because you got a reminder. If not, you would not have been on there. If the leadership didn't send the messages out, some of you guys wouldn't have been on this. If that's you, no, I'm a 60%er, and that's okay. Because you have to know where you're at to know where you're going, right? So, okay, great. But a self-motivated person, a 10%er, it's on their calendar. It's a part of their schedule. This is what they're going to do. If you're somebody looking at the recording, self-motivated person is somebody who says, hey, you know what? Here's the deal. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go to work. Let's say you're a self-motivated person with a job. But after you get out, hey, where's the recording? And you set the time to watch the recording and you take notes. Motivatable people may or may not be taking notes right now. Self-motivated people are taking copious notes. Unmotivated people wouldn't even be here. The not motivated people, 27%ers, they're not even a part of the business. Okay. So we have either three categories: 3%ers, 10%ers, 60%ers. There's no 27%ers here. Okay. The motivators are taking it serious. They're taking notes and they're getting other people to do stuff. The motivators are not affected by their environment. Rather, they affect their environment. If you put me around a bunch of lazy, unmotivated people, I will not become lazy and unmotivated. I will turn some of them into some motivated winners. Not all of them, but some of them. There's a high likelihood. You have to have the mindset. If you join my team, there's a high likelihood that your bank account is going to grow, that your self-confidence and self-worth is going to grow, and that you're going to be a better and a more productive person. There's a high likelihood of that happening. That should be the mindset. And guess what? If you have that mindset and you believe it, because of your actions, you will attract more people. Here's my question that I have to you. Do you believe that you deserve more money or more happiness or bigger team? Do you believe that? By a show of hands. And I want you to type on the chat. Do you believe that? Okay, great. If you believe that, if you really believe that, guess what happens? Lewis here raised his hand as well, right here. Awesome, awesome. If you believe that, that in itself, if you truly believe that, that in itself will help you attract more people. It will get to the point where people will be scared not to join you for missing out. They're gonna say, I'm gonna miss out if I don't join Isela's team, if I don't join Doug's team, if I don't join Lewis's team, Pete's team, etc., Robert's team. Because they know, listen, I'm going to the top. I'm gonna either see you there or I'm gonna see you from there. You guys get what I'm saying? I'll see you at the top or I'll see you from the top. But the top is where I will be. And it's a decision, it's done. Unless my creator takes me home early, I'm gonna be there. You wanna come with? Matter of fact, I'm telling you all of y'all right now. That's what I'm telling you right now. Doug, I'm looking at you, dog. I'm going to the top, bro. You wanna come with? My man, let's do it. What about you, Lewis? You wanna come with, Lewis? Robert Hollis, you wanna come with? Sylvia, Hugh, you guys wanna come with? Because I'm going there. All you gotta do is you gotta get on here and come rock with us. We got the #1 team in the entire company. We're kicking the most ass. Listen, man, if you're not a part of our team, you better invest in some hinges because we're gonna blow the doors off the hinges. Okay, we're going to the top. So if you're not a part of this team, better invest in some hinges, man. All right, let's keep it moving. Step 1, choose to learn sales. Step 1 out of the steps to being wealthy, learn to be a better salesperson. Okay, here's the deal. 46% of salespeople didn't intend to get into the sales profession. And that's good news. Okay, when I was in high school, I did not think I was going to be a salesperson. Sales is the #1 most paid skill in the world. The ability to persuade people, the ability to sell. And here's the deal though, all of us are salespeople. Since we were children, if you have children, you know beyond the shadow of a doubt that children sell. They sell their parents. Children will, you know, when you're at the checkout stand, they're like, Daddy, can I get that? My son, sometimes he comes, Daddy, sometimes you let me watch TV, a little bit of TV in the morning. See, that's his way of asking me, right? The other day when we were in Florida, the last day we were in Florida, when was it? Friday. We're having breakfast. And another little girl on our table ordered a hot chocolate. And our son doesn't drink hot chocolate. Like maybe once a week or something, right? Not even that. And he says, Daddy, Mia got a hot chocolate. Can I get a hot chocolate? I said, no, son, it's a lot of, you know better. That's a lot of sugar. I'm not getting hot chocolate. Then he says, Daddy, a little bit later, he follows up. He's persistent. He says, I'm really cold. I said, I'm going to get you a sweater. He says, you know that hot chocolate is the only hot drink that I can drink here. And I'm really cold. So you know what, son? I'm going to get you a hot chocolate because of your follow-up skills and your persistence. And he got a hot chocolate. What we ended up doing is that the hot chocolate that Mia got, they shared it. The parents said, that's too much hot chocolate for Mia. Why don't they split? Why not? Instead of ordering a new one. I said, great. So he got a hot chocolate. Why? Persistence. The point is, everybody has a built-in salesperson. I don't care who you are, you got a built-in salesperson. Okay. But somewhere along the line, people start to think I'm not a salesperson, or they have a negative idea of what a salesperson is. And I want you to know, salespeople the sales profession is a very respectable profession. If you look at anything, if you look at the people that are not in sales, and then there's a sales division, the salespeople are the reason why everybody else has a job, right? Think about it. We have project managers here. They have a job because we go out there and sell. We are the reason why a lot of people are employed. Does that make sense? So anyways, choose to become a better salesperson. Okay, let's keep it moving. The next one is become an entrepreneur. Here's the deal. We mentioned it earlier. Remember the shirt, entrepreneur, okay? You are an entrepreneur here. You have your own solar dealer with Powur. You are your own dealer. You are your own entrepreneur. This is your own business. You got to treat it as a business, okay? Here's the thing though. Something that's great about Powur. What's great about Powur? To get started, month one, it costs you $148 to become a part of Powur. 148 bucks. Pretty awesome. Anybody could do that. Here's a bad thing about Powur. It costs 148 bucks to get started. The good thing and the bad thing about Powur are the same thing. Why? Because some people tend to think that this is a $148 opportunity. This isn't a $148 opportunity, man. Let me put you up on game here. There are people that are in the solar industry with a traditional dealer. I know some of them. They opened up their own dealer, got their office. They got a 2-year lease on their office. It cost them over $20,000 to $50,000 to start their own solar business. And when that owner of that little dealer makes a sale, they make less than what we make on a deal. Think about that. Then they got the liabilities of the construction, of the installation, of the employees. They've got the overhead. They've got the rent. They've got employees to take care of. And we have a $49 overhead fee. All of the installers in all of the states and all of the employees to help this business run, you have for $49 a month, and we make more than the average small dealer out there. And we make more than 98% or 99% of all sales guys out there in solar. I was talking to Victor Lewis the other day. Victor's in South Carolina. He was making a fraction of what he was making here. Now he's crushing it. His first week, he knocked out 2-3 sales. Professional from South Carolina. Now, guess what? He's building a team out there. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe how much money you guys are getting paid. And I can't believe how many states we're able to sell in. So right here in step 2, to become an entrepreneur, I would also emphasize on this. Do not mistake this opportunity for a $49 a month opportunity. You want to become a 3%er? Here's how you become a 3%er. Pretend like you invested $50,000 in this business. If you invested $50,000 to open up your Powur dealer, how many hours would you be dedicating to it? How many doors would you be knocking, and how many calls would you be making, and how serious would you be taking it? I know friends who own traditional businesses, restaurants, whatnot. One of my friends, we were talking the other day, she owns a restaurant, talking about how she puts 17 hours in a day sometimes to a restaurant. 17 hours. Now, I respect that big time. I mean, that's tough. But they make a fraction of what we make here. Like, I put in 8 hours a day, maybe 10 on some days, and I'm hiring a full-time assistant to help me with a lot of the back-end stuff. I'm going to be dedicating it. Listen, in the next 2 months, I'm going to be working 6 hours a day. 1 year from now, I'm going to be working 3 or 4 days a week. And I'm going to enjoy my time. Passive income. I'm going to just take mentor sales. The project manager, along with the people that work for me, are going to help me get those sales all the way to install. And you know what? I'm going to just be traveling. I'm going to be in Florida one weekend. I'm going to be in Cancun another weekend with my family. We're going to homeschool our son. We're going to travel the world. We're going to close deals virtually And guess what? Whoever wants to do that, we'll show you. But the effort, write this down. What it takes is effort. Effort is between you and you, between you and the person in the mirror. It's the effort that you put on a consistent basis. Write this down. There's 2 reasons why you don't have the things that you want, or why I don't have the things that we want, right? This message is for everybody. You're either not, this is such a simple concept, but this is going to be on my podcast, by the way. You're either not doing something right, or you're not doing something often enough. It's not hard. If you don't have more customers, you're probably not prospecting enough. And if you are prospecting a lot and you don't have a lot of customers, you're probably not doing it right. But when you sharpen your acting, you get good. You get the tools, you get the skills. If you got the tools and the skills and you know how to do it right, but you don't go out there and do it enough, you're not going to get the results either. It's a simple combination. It's a 1-2 punch. When you learn boxing, the first thing you learn after the footwork is a jab and a cross. It's called a 1-2. That's your bread and butter, man. In karate, you learn a front kick and a side kick. That's your bread and butter. It's a 1-2. In any business, in your health, oh, it's because I'm not at my ideal weight, because I eat good on Mondays, but then the other 6 days you don't eat good. No. See, you got to eat good for an extended period of time. You got to do the right things long enough. It's not that complicated, man. It's not. Go out there and prospect. Try to recruit somebody. They reject you. You go back to your mentor. Say, hey, man, I got rejected. What'd you say? I said that we have the best opportunity in the world and he's going to get wealthy in the next 6 weeks. Okay, got it. You're doing it wrong. That's not what you should say. Let me coach you on what you should say. Here's what you should say. Oh, I got this rebuttal on the door. They told me that they're already going solar. So I said, oh, all right, have a good one. Okay, well, you shouldn't have stopped there. Here's what you do. Somebody says, hey, thank you, man, but we're already going solar. Yeah, we're in the process working with another company. Hey, you know what, guys? Congratulations on going solar. I'm happy for you. Just make sure, by the way, I'm walking away from the door, just make sure that you guys are getting 30-year warranties on the roof, on the parts, and the labor, and you have an interest rate of 0.99 at least. And also make sure that they're cutting your bill by at least 40%. I hit them with those 3 things. I've taken deals off of people. They already had a commitment. Yep, we want it, sign the contract and everything, but they're not installed yet. Yeah, we're already in the process. We already signed the contract. Hey, no problem. Congratulations, guys. Happy for you. You guys are some of the smartest people on this block. Just make sure that you get the 0.99 interest rate and 30-year warranties on the roof, on the parts, and the labor. Also make sure that your bill's cut by at least 40%. Okay, guys? Wait a minute. They're giving us a 3.99 interest rate. What do you mean 0.99? What do you mean 30-year warranties on all these things? All of a sudden, you caught them. You got them to bite. Now you start to realize, oh yeah, of course. Matter of fact, did you know, Mr. Customer, that in the documents you're going to sign, it has a bunch of bullet points that you've got to click, that you got to check off, and one of them is to get 3 or 4 other proposals. That's literally in your contract. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Have you done that? No, I haven't. If I get a bill, I can give you a proposal, right? If you like it, great. If you don't like it, but one thing I will tell you is I can get you all of these things I just mentioned. See what I'm saying? Now, can you tell that I've said that a few times? Yeah. That's how you get good. You get good, right? I didn't get the most beautiful woman in the world, my wife, to accept to spend eternity with me because I didn't practice a few times, right? Right? Guess what? If you have a spouse, you sold them on to be with you. You're a salesperson. If you've ever been in a relationship, guess what? You sold them why they should spend time with you, why they should be with you. Everybody's a salesperson. So anyways, entrepreneurship, very important. So you guys are in sales. You got step 1. You guys are an entrepreneur. You got step 2. Let's see how many of these steps do you got. Okay, let's keep it moving. Choose the right industry. Oh man, here we go. Solar industry, direct sales industry, and power energy. The right industry. The world is going solar. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because my voice is a lot better, but I can't talk that long. So I'm gonna keep it short. Here's the deal. The world is going solar and renewable energy. That's the future. A lot of other countries have already gone. We're going. The governments are behind solar. We've got the right industry. There's no question about that. Solar is a future. Solar and electric cars, glass on roof and electric cars in the driveway is the future. I just saw an ad this weekend, 100% electric Ford Mustang coming. Listen, man, when Mustang is making 100% electric car, man, that's called a clue. Okay? We're in the right industry. Now, if you have not seen the video, Powur Energy versus a traditional solar dealer, you got to watch it. This is where I explain we are the only company that offers people the opportunity to build a realistic, sustainable, passive residual income. Everybody's on the same high commission. Because I brought Pete doesn't mean that Pete makes less than I do. That's the case in a traditional solar dealer. That's not the case here. We've got the right industry. Powur Energy is the right industry. So guess what? You've got 3 of these ingredients, the right industry. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Is this the only great industry out there? No, there are other great industries out there. I chose this industry, and for me, sales, solar sales is the easiest sale. I've been in sales since I was 10. I used to sell donuts and chocolates door to door when I was 10 years old. When I was 10 years old, I'll tell you a quick story. I bought chocolates. I saved up money and my mom let me borrow the rest. And I bought chocolates for 50 cents each. At the time, they sold for $1. Helen Grace chocolates. Okay. And I started selling them, making 50 cents. Before you knew it, I had kids in my apartment complex. We lived in Southgate on Alameda 92nd. If you cross the train tracks, you were in Watts. Okay. Worse in Compton. Point is, these kids are like, you're rich. You're making sales door to door and you're making $2, $5 a day. Then a light bulb went off. I said, I'll tell you what, I made 2 quarters per sale. I said, I'll teach you how to do it and I'll pay you $1 on every chocolate you sell. The kids were like, bet. Before you know, I have 5 kids knocking on doors at 10 years old selling chocolates. That's when I fell in love with this concept of leverage income. At 10 years old, I found out this concept of leverage income. Point is, I've been in sales most of my life. Solar is the easiest sale I've ever had in my life, okay? Never had an easier sale, especially in some states. Here in California, gonna lock in your bill, okay? And by the way, if you're not in California, anybody can sell in California. You can lock in your bill, save you some money, right? Save you some money is number one. Lock in that payment, never goes up. The government right now is paying for 26% of your solar. And solar is the only purchase that somebody can make where they will net more money in their pocket. If you buy life insurance, everybody needs it. My wife sells life insurance. If you buy life insurance, more money is leaving your household. If you buy an alarm, my wife and I have a home security system, alarms business. If you buy an alarm system, that's an extra 50 to 70 bucks that leave your household every month. If you buy a new house versus renting, it's a good investment, but guess what? You're probably going to pay more for the mortgage than you are for your rent. So more money leaves you. If you buy a new car, your car payment is probably going to be bigger than your last car payment, right? But if you go solar, I could take, in California, for example, I could take a $200 bill and bring it down to 130 bucks. I'm netting you an extra $70 per month. That's why I coined the phrase, this is not a sales presentation, this is an IQ test. Here's another thing I'll tell you. Anybody can sell solar. And if you can't sell solar, if you can't close on solar, you cannot close a window. Do you understand me? If you cannot close solar, you cannot close a window. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to close every single deal. No, that's not what I'm saying. Nobody closes every single deal, man. But, okay, let's keep it moving. Choose the right company. 7 years in business this year. Powur Energy, okay? Soon to be a publicly traded company that you, by the way, can earn free options on your first install. If you guys had your first install, you realize that you already earn options in Powur. If you recruit somebody and they get their first install, you earn options. If you do X amount of sales a year, you earn options, okay? We solve the broken dealer model. Everybody is their own dealer. Everybody has the ability to earn override commissions if they want. Recruiting is not a requirement. We solve in my opinion, the biggest problem for sales reps in solar industry. We've solved it. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my video. I'm going to put it on the groups today again. And by the way, if any of you guys have that video at hand, share it here. I uploaded it about a month ago on my YouTube page. Okay. If you haven't, you need to understand that. For those of you guys that want to recruit, you want to use that video to recruit. You want to watch it a few times, learn it, and use it and share that video. This is how I recruit a lot of people, guys. Yes, you know what I'm talking about, Victor. I see you, right? When people understand that, I've recruited at least 20 people with that video, FYI, because I had the version 1 and now I have version 2. Doug has recruited people with that video. Doug has some studs on his team that came because of that video. Guys, the proof is in the pudding, man. All right. Passive and residual income. Listen, making the biggest commissions in the industry is awesome. That's awesome. But guess what? I'm not in this to be into a salesperson chasing leads 10 years from now. Not me. I want to build a passive residual income in the right industry with the right company. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm building a team. And that's why we train the team. Okay. Let's keep it moving. The next 3, you want to work on yourself daily. Personal development. I'm going to give you some tips. I want you to write this down. This is so incredibly important, guys, that you guys write this down. By a show of hands, those of you guys, if you don't have the camera on, please turn it on. If you can't turn it on, that's okay. I'm not trying to force anybody, okay? Some of you guys literally cannot turn the camera on. That's okay. How many of you would like more time and money by a show of hands? More time and money. Raise your hand. Okay. Let me tell you how you get more time and money. You've got to invest time and money. Isn't that interesting? Most people don't have more time and more money. And by the way, that's such a killer line that I got to say it again for the gram. By the way, some of you guys tag me on social media at Mr. JC Rangel, at jcrangelmindset.com. Okay, but I got to say this here again for the gram. Most people want more time and money, right? But here's the deal. They don't have time and money because they don't invest time and money. Time and money has to be invested to build wealth. Okay, guys, let me share that. Most people want more time and money. So here's the situation when it comes to business. Right here, the 5th one. Work on yourself, personal development. Here's something that I'm going to give you. At least 10 pages of a good book a day. You want to become a better salesperson? You want to become a better leader? This is a great book. This is such an oldie, but a goodie. An incredible book. Okay. I'm going to recommend a couple of books to you. How to Win Friends, Influence People. 25 Laws to Doing the Impossible. 25 Laws to Doing the Impossible. The next one is 6 months to 6 figures. By the way, 25 Laws to Doing the Impossible is by Patrick Bet-David. One of the best entrepreneurs that I've ever followed. I've been learning from this dude, and he has a podcast, by the way, Valuetainment. I recommend that. And 6 months to 6 figures. Also, the oldies by Jim Rohn. You can never go wrong with Jim Rohn. So, 10 pages of a good book a day, or 30 minutes of a good audio per day. If you have any of these here, right? You could get any of these personal development books on audible.com. Download the Audible app. I'm going to show you guys. I don't like to talk. I don't like to lie, right? This is my Audible app. I've got 6 months to 6 figures here.
Do you love and appreciate those you associate with daily?
I got 25 Laws to Doing the Impossible.
Do you even want to do the impossible? The most common.
There's all of these books here I have. Oops. Anyways, the point is, personal development is one of the keys to building wealth. Jim Rohn says success is something that we attract by the person that we become. People ask me, JC, it's because, I want to, do more and whatnot. And they don't do more because of their lack of personal development. They don't have the discipline. Why don't they have the lack of discipline? Is a lack of personal development. That's what it comes down to. Lack of discipline is a lack of personal development. Okay. You will develop. Now, here's the thing. If you hang out with winners, like in this group, you will level up. Men, check this out. You want to get your testosterone levels up, hang out with younger men that have higher testosterone levels. See if your testosterone won't go up. Straight up. Straight up. Same thing with personal development. You want to level up. You want to be more motivated. Hang out with some motivated people. See what happens to you. Does that make sense? It's just the way it works. So personal development. The other thing is on personal development, podcasts. Follow some good podcasts. I just launched my podcast. I think my podcast is going to be an amazing podcast. Okay, I just launched it. I've got a couple of episodes. We're on here's again my shameless advertisement, every platform, Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Actually, I think those are the 3 platforms that we're on right now, but we're going to be on every major platform, right? I'm going to be in check this out. Next Wednesday at 11 a.m., I'm going to be recording at our studio a gentleman who's a chiropractor and a network marketing professional earning over $200,000 per month. I'm going to be interviewing him on Wednesday at 11 a.m. 200 grand per month. How many guys would like to learn from that dude, how he got there? I'm going to be interviewing that dude. I have the good fortune of having a lot of friends that are very well off, right? Documented dudes, right? The point is, whether it's mine or Valuetainment is a great podcast. Building an Empire by Bedros Keuilian is a great podcast, okay? And Valuetainment is a great podcast. These are 3 podcasts that I follow. Also, Ed My Left podcast, amazing podcast. Remember this. Rich people educate themselves. Poor people entertain themselves. The only thing I really watch for leisure time is MMA news, mixed martial arts news. That's about the entertainment that I watch. Other than that, like on YouTube, right? Other than that, I love listening to podcasts. I'm always working on myself. And guess what that does to your self-confidence? You get better and better. You realize success is something you attract by the person you become. So personal development, absolutely crucial. Absolutely crucial. The next one is number 6, burn your shifts for the next 18 months. For the next 18 months, don't give yourself a way out. For the next 18 months, you want to say, hey, man, I'm going to go all out massive action. I don't have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. Now, that might not be with Powur. Maybe you burn your shift with a different industry. Maybe Powur is something that you're doing, and that's okay. Whatever makes you happy. Maybe you have something else that is a better niche for you. Good for you. I wish you the best. But for those of you guys that have decided that Powur is a vehicle that you're going to go all in with, like in the game of poker, go all in. That means that you risk all of your chips. I'm going on the business world. I'm going all in here, right? As far as my sales and team building, I have a credit repair company, but my brother and 2 other employees run that way. And then I got my podcast. I got a guy on a salary who records and edits all of my videos. I didn't put them up on Spotify and Apple and all that stuff. I didn't do none of that. All I do is I show up, I record, and I leave, and then they're uploaded when they're supposed to be uploaded. I don't do none of that. But guess what that does? That business feeds my solar business, right? That business feeds my credit business. My solar business feeds my credit business. My credit business feeds my solar business. So I know the niche that I'm in. This is what I'm doing. And then I got a clothing brand that's coming out for the podcast, right? Somebody else does that for me, right? The website guy's creating the websites for that. How was that able to happen? Over the last year, I went all out massive action. 1 year in the solar industry. 1 year in the solar industry. And in the fastest growing company in the solar industry, we have the fastest growing team. We've got people in this organization in the top 20 and in the top 5 income earners. The only reason why it's not number 1 yet is because a number 1 guy in the company is making 6 figures a month off passive income. I can't compete with that yet. But I'll tell you one thing. My mindset, whether this happens or not, my mindset is everybody's going to be shooting for second place because I'm going to take first place. That's always been my mindset. You know what's even better than that? Getting people on my team. What I really want, I want to be number 10 in the company. I want to be number 10. You know why? because I want number 1 through 9 to be on our team. Success is not success without successors. How many of you guys want to be in the top 10 income earners in Powur? By a show of hands. Anybody can do it. Anybody. There's no exceptions. None. If you can fog a mirror, you can make the top 10. You just have to decide. So ask yourself, can I fog a mirror? Yep, then you got your answer. If your answer to fogging a mirror is yes, then your answer to making the top 10 is yes as well. Number 5, identify 5 core people with this philosophy. Identify 5 core people in your group, in your sales organization. If you don't have them yet, go recruit them. Go build a team. With 5 core are people that are going to follow this system. And one more slide I'm going to show you. 2 more slides and we're done. I'm going to show you the system, the daily method of operation. I'm going to show you a point system on a daily method of operation that I've used for many years. And I've already edited it for this particular business. It's called the 8-point system. When you have a team, you find 5 core. You got to become core. That's number 1. What is core? Somebody who's at the very least a 10%er and is committed, burned his ships, says, I'm going to go all in with this. I'm going to go all out massive action. You got tunnel vision. You don't look left. You don't look right. You don't look back. The reason why the windshield is a lot bigger than the rear view mirror is because that's where you got to spend your focus on. Winners pre-play their future success and wins and happiness. Losers replay their past failures and sob on them. Do you understand what I'm telling you? People that do not win have a habit, unconscious habit of replaying their past failures. Oh, it's because this person hurt me. It's because this person stole from me. It's because this person did this to me. Doesn't matter. What does it take to get where you want to get to? This much. Great. It takes what it takes. Take the emotion out of it. Pre-play. I want you to envision where you will be 1 year from now. Envision where you will be. There's a Facebook post on the Pioneers group where I said, after Jonathan Budd did a training, he fired us all up. I was a rookie. I'm still a rookie in solar. And I said, mark my words, 1 year from now, I will be the #1 guy in the company. I will do more mentor sales. I will have more personal recruits. I will have the fastest growing team out of everybody. And I had a bunch of people like scoffing. One guy wrote, who do you think you are? I'm 6 years in the business. You're not even close. Blah, blah, blah. Right? And I said, wait and see. Then he erased his comment. Then I tagged him. I said, why'd you erase your comment? Luckily I took screenshots. I have screenshots of this thing. 1 year later, that happened. I'm not saying that to brag, even though I can understand how it could seem that way. But I am saying that to say this. I pre-played 1 year ago. I made a decision 1 year ago to burn my ships, to go all in, AOMA, hashtag AOMA, all out massive action. I want us to start using that hashtag, AOMA. That's not only a hashtag. Let me tell you what that is. That's a philosophy. We all have philosophies. Your philosophies create your attitudes. Your attitudes create your actions. Your actions create your results, and your results create your lifestyle. We all have philosophies. Make no mistake about it. Some people have philosophies like, oh, not another Monday. That's a broke person's philosophy. They also have the philosophy of, thank God it's Friday because the weekend is here. Don't have that philosophy, man. That's not a winner's philosophy. A winner's philosophy is, thank God it's Monday. Thank God it's any day, because one day I will have 6 Saturdays and 1 Sunday. How many of you guys want to have 6 Saturdays and 1 Sunday? You can. Get good at selling solar. Get good at building a team. Make the habits of personal development. Watch where you're going to be 24 months from now, 36 months from now. What if it takes you 3 years of supreme focus and you're making multiple 6 figures a year passive income, and you're mentoring 3, 4, 5 deals a week? Imagine you're mentoring just 3 deals a week, making $200,000-$300,000 a year passive income, and you're mentoring 3 deals a week in addition to your passive income. If you're mentoring 3 deals a week, you're at about 10 G's a week just on mentor sales. that pretty awesome? You realize that there's people that are doing that right now on this call. More than a few people on this call are doing that right now. And we're a 1-year-old team. If it's possible for them, it's possible for you. Okay, guys? So we're going to wrap this up here shortly. Identify 5 core people. You become core, identify 5 core people. Let's keep it moving. Okay, we got 2 more slides. Here's the 8-point system, guys. Attend a corporate event. Or 8-point system is 8 points that you want to generate on a daily basis. 8 points that you want to generate on a daily basis, so you know that you're on track. You want to know about your daily method of operation. Are you doing the right things? Now you have a system for it. Nobody else has this. Nobody in the whole company is doing this. We are doing this. Okay. When I say, listen, there's people that come to take part. We're here to take over. But here's the cool thing about our team. I don't care if you're not on my team. You want to plug into our trainings and use our system, by all means, come on down. I don't have a scarcity mindset. Anybody, if they were not blessed enough to be a part of our team, they're still welcome to learn from our team. No problem. Does that make sense? You guys like that philosophy? By your show of hands. Okay, great. Attend a corporate or team Zoom. For example, right now, you just earned a point. Congratulations. All of you guys got your first point for the day. Maybe you already got more than that because you might have done some actions before this. You attend the 5 o'clock Pacific time power hour, the corporate power hour. That's another point, right? If you get a team member on, if you get team members on there, that's a smart move, right? Personal development. We talked about 30 minutes a day of personal development, or 10 pages of a good book a day. You do that, your personal development every single day, you just got a point. You imagine if you do personal development every day, 10 pages of a good, here's the deal about 10 pages of a good book a day. How many of you guys, by a show of hands, can agree that 10 pages of a good book a day is easy to do? Show of hands. It's easy to do. Here's a problem. It's easier not to do. That's a problem. It's easy to do, but it's easier not to do. Like in the morning, check this out. Around 7 a.m., 7:30, I'm walking with my coffee. I like to make a coffee and I walk down my street and I get some fresh air and some sun, right? That early sun is the best sun. Literally on the next block, there's a house getting installed with solar. That's my bad. I didn't go and talk to that dude. He's getting installed right now. That's going to happen. Learn from my mistake. I've talked about this before. It's literally happening as we speak right now. On the next block, somebody's getting installed with solar. You never know. Personal development every single day. There you go. Maybe a good podcast that you listen to, right? By the way, some of you guys commented on, let me know that you guys appreciate my podcast. Thank you. If you guys can make some comments, like, and subscribe to my channel, that'd be great. That's all I ask for, okay? The next one is prospect. Every time you prospect, follow up, or do a 3-way call, you earn a point. Let's say you follow up with a customer. Let's say you follow up with somebody to join the business. Maybe you do a 3-way call. Anthony does a great job of doing 3-way calls. Isela does a great job of doing 3-way calls. You got a prospect that's interested in the business, put them on a 3-way call with one of the upline leaderships. You get a point for that. Door knock. Every hour of door knocking is 3 points. 3 points. How many, for those of you guys on the chat and those of you guys on the video, how many of you, okay. Oh, excuse me. Here's a question. By the way, mute yourself. Somebody's on mute. Let me mute all. Okay. How many points is it that we're talking about here? How many points are we to generate? By a show of hands, or show me with your fingers, or type on the chat. How many points? It's right here on the screen. How many points daily? 8 points. That's right, Joe. That's right, Doug. 8 points daily. Okay. Every hour of prospecting is 3 points. So guess what? You go prospecting 3 hours in a day. Congratulations. You got 9 points. Door knocking, or what if you're prospecting over the phone? What if you got a list of homeowners and you're calling them? That counts. Every hour of prospecting for homeowners to go solar. Some of you guys do the calling, the cold calling, 3 points. So if you go prospecting in 3 hours for the day, you got 9 points for the day. Congratulations. If you go prospecting for 2 hours, you got 6 points. Attend a corporate event, do your personal development, you got 8 points. Okay. The next one is present to a potential customer. You got the bill. You present to them. Guess what? Actually, present to a potential customer is 4 points. That needs to be moved further down. That's 4 points. My apologies. I'm going to fix that. Show the plan, meaning you're recruiting somebody. You're showing somebody the business. That's 3 points. Okay. The number one thing that we do here is sell solo. That's the number one thing. We never get away from that. That's why that's worth more than the recruiting, right? Attend a live event with your team or with prospects. Whenever we do our live events, regardless of where you're at, 3 points. Recruit a new partner to your business, 4 points. Every time you get a utility bill, 4 points. So guess what? Go get 2 utility bills today. You got your 8 points for the day. Sell solar. You get a customer, you make a sale, 6 points. How many of you guys want to generate 18 points in a day because you sold 3 systems in a day? By the way, the selling of solar, mentor sales or mentee sales or personal sales, it all is 6 points. So if you mentor a sale, guess what? You just earned 6 points. Your mentee earned 6 points. Now, see, here's the deal. It isn't about the 8 points that you generate. What if you got 3 team members that generate their 8 points? Now you got 24 points generated in a day. 9 team members, that's 72 points generated in a day. Here's an easy way to generate those 10 points. Personal development should be done every day, 1 point. 2 hours of door knocking is 6 points. Follow up with a prospect, that's 1 point. You got your 8 points right there. But see, it's about the activity. It's about the right activity. The way that the point system is designed, this is for our team. This is not a corporate situation. This is our team. I wanted to see what the activities are, because a lot of times people will join the business. They don't know what type of activities to do. Now you know what type of activities to do. Now you know where you should get better. Now you know where you should spend your time in. And we do it through a point system. And write this down. Don't make your minimums your maximums. 8 points is a minimum. Don't make your minimums your maximums. So you have to decide. 40 points per week. Isn't it interesting? 8 hours per day, 40 hours a week. 8 points per day, 40 points per week. Cool thing is that you don't need 8 hours to do the 8 points. 8 points per day. It's doable. It's absolutely doable. I'm going to be sharing how many points I'm doing throughout the week because I'm committed, because I'm going to lead from the front. I don't need motivation, man. Here's the problem. If you need somebody to motivate you, what if they don't show up? You got to make a decision that you are self-motivated, that you are committed for the next 18 months. Some of you guys, if you follow this system and you roll with me, you roll with us, you roll with Powur, 1 year from now, you're going to need some binoculars to look back at where you used to be. Your bank account, your person, your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your self-worth. You're going to need some binoculars to look back at where you used to be. But here's the deal. Some of you guys, you're not going to be here a year from now. You'll be long gone. That's just the nature of the business. And whatever it is that you do, I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, wish you the best. God bless you. Maybe this is not going to be for you. That's perfectly fine. I love you anyways, man. But for those of you guys that really want to make it happen, we're not here to take part. We're here to take over. We will be the #1 most badass team that has ever existed. Trust me, but anybody's welcome. You don't got to be a part of our team to join our trainings. Anybody and everybody's welcome. We just want to win, man, because I don't believe that nobody's going to take anything that doesn't belong to me. Nobody's going to take anything or anybody that doesn't belong to me. I love you guys. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Tag me on social media if you are. Follow my podcast. Look, I'm going to give you guys value every week. Every week I'm going to give you value. The only thing I ask for is, hey, man, apply the information. And then one selfish thing, I think a little bit selfish, check out my podcast, like and subscribe, and make a nice comment. Is that fair enough? Is that fair enough, guys?
Absolutely.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Cool, guys. All right. How'd you guys like the training?
Fantastic.
JC, you killed it, brother.
Excellent.
You killed it, JC. Awesome job, brother. Way to bring it.
Hey, let's make it happen. Remember, FYI, tomorrow, there is the accountability call for the next 3 weeks. For the next 3 weeks, I will not be working on Tuesdays because of some personal reasons. Some of you guys know, right?
No, yes, no.
So Tuesdays for the next 3 weeks, I'm not going to be available till after the sun comes down, right? Today, I'm going to be going hard Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I want you guys to know I got a captive audience here. Tuesday is my Sabbath for the next 3 weeks. Okay. You cannot pay me $1 billion to work on that day. So for those of you guys, reach out to me today. I'm going to do some catching up. I know that Justin, Pete, Patricia, a lot of you guys, we got some pending deals that we got to put together. Doug, let's put those deals together. Eddie, okay. Bear with me because I was gone for a week. So we got a lot of work to catch up on, right? But today I'm going to be working till late, and then tomorrow I'm off. But then on Wednesday, I'm back at it again. Okay, guys?
Sweet. Thanks, JC.
I appreciate
Thanks,
you guys.
JC.
Bye,
Awesome,
JC.
brother.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you, JC. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.